All right. Hey, everyone. I hope you are all staying healthy and safe and good. I know that there's a lot going on this week, and over the last couple of weeks that I want to make sure that I address up front. Um, Probably the most pressing thing that I want to make sure that I can address up front is what's going on in Kenosha. Um, which I think is just really deeply troubling. The recent shootings, shooting of Jacob Blake, which just continues this string of violence uh, and pain, especially for members of our Black community and the Black community across the country. Um, Now, I think for a lot of us, this image and the juxtaposition of seeing uh, Jacob Blake kind of facing away from the police and being shot, uh, next to these images of this white kid with a long gun strapped to his body, walking by the police um, with nothing happening. I think just kind of symbolizes uh, what what we all feel is wrong and unjust, and just how much progress still needs to be made. And I think also the feeling that after George Floyd and after the protests that have been going on, that this is still happening, and with the March on Washington happening this week, and echoing the kind of original march after the murder of Emmett Till in the 50s, there's just the sense that things really aren't improving at the pace that they should be. And I think that that's really painful and really discouraging. And it's just another reminder that there's a lot more to do. I want to share about our investigation, because there are a couple of accounts and pages and events and pieces of content that were connected to Kenosha. And I want to make sure that I can share what we found on that so far. The first thing is we designated the shooting as a mass murder, and removed the shooter's page and his accounts from Facebook and Instagram. And I think the preliminary analysis on that doesn't show that there was any premeditation or discussion of suggesting that he was going to do this ahead of time. We also know that a lot of people are concerned that there might have been connections between this guy and Facebook page and event for the Kenosha Guard, which is a Wisconsin-based militia organization. And at this point, we haven't yet found any evidence that the shooter was following this Kenosha Guard page, or was connected to the event, or invited to the event in any way. So it doesn't really seem like there's any direct connection between this militia organization and the shooter. But separate from the shooting, this page in the militia, the Kenosha Guard page and event, violated this new policy that we put in place a couple of weeks ago, against that included QAnon and other militia groups that we were worried could be trying to organize violence now in this volatile period, and especially as we get closer to the election and after the election, when I think that there's a significant risk of civil unrest as well. And the page violated our policies. And there have been a bunch of media reports asking why this page and event weren't removed sooner, especially when, in this case, a bunch of people did report the page. And the reason for this, it was largely an operational mistake, but it's because the team that enforces our policy against dangerous organizations is a specialized team, that is trained to look for symbolism and innuendo and different things that require a significant amount of training in some of these cases to understand the details or the nuances of how certain militias or certain conspiracy networks or other dangerous organizations operate. And the contractors and the reviewers who the initial complaints were funneled to didn't basically didn't pick this up. And on second review, doing it more sensitively, the team that was that's responsible for dangerous organizations recognized that this violated the policies, and we took it down. So, what we're trying to do here now is we have our teams proactively out there looking for content and removing content that praises the shooting or the shooter. We've been generally applying a warning screen to disturbing imagery as we would normally do on this, and that's basically what we know so far. We're going to continue to enforce our policies and continue evolving the policies to be able to identify more potential dangerous organizations and improve our execution in order to keep on getting ahead of this. And I think that this shows that there is a real risk and a continued increased risk through the election during this very sensitive and polarized and just highly charged time. So, but I wanted to make sure that I addressed that up front, because I know that it affects a lot of people here, and a lot of us are thinking about it.